Bronco fans and football fans everywhere. Welcome to Broncos Breakdown on the MHRT Network. This is a show that is everything Broncos and sports topics related. I am your host, Bronco Bill. All right, guys, we have a really good show today. Hope you really enjoy it. A lot of good stuff to talk about. Let's jump right in with the topic about Phillip Lindsay. Now, Phillip Lindsay and the Indianapolis Colts have agreed on a one-year contract for Phillip Lindsay to be the Colts running back. Now, Phillip Lindsay, former Denver Bronco, obviously, has traveled to a couple of different teams. He was last on the Miami Dolphins. He played for the Texans as well. And before that, obviously, the Denver Broncos. So I wish Phillip Lindsay all the best, just not when we play him this year, that's for sure. But the Indianapolis Colts are definitely building up, and they're beefing up. They got Matt Ryan. They also signed another quarterback, and I'll get to that in just a moment. But Phillip Lindsay, in my opinion, never got a really fair share in Denver. Now, I know a lot of guys that I've talked to say that, Phillip Lindsay was, kind of streaky at best, but I really like the kid's drive. I like his passion. He was a walk-on. He was not drafted by the Broncos. He was a walk-on. He played with them. But Pat Shurmur never really used him, in my opinion, the best way possible. And again, I also don't think the Texans used him correctly, nor did the Dolphins. But hopefully in Indianapolis, on the Colts, he will do much, much better. Like I said, just don't want him to be really good when we play the Colts later in the 2022 NFL season. So speaking of Nick Foles, or actually I should say speaking of Indianapolis, I just gave it away. The Indianapolis Colts have agreed to terms on a 2-year deal with Nick Foles as Matt Ryan's backup. Terms of the contract were not revealed. So I don't know, what the contract entitles, but he is on the Indianapolis Colts as Matt Ryan's backup for the next 2 years. Now, the reason why I feel it's a 2-year contract is because that's what Matt Ryan has left on his contract in Indianapolis. So Matt Ryan has 2 years on his contract. Nick Foles has 2 years on his contract. That is great news for the Indianapolis Colts. Not for the rest of the league per se. You have Matt Ryan, obviously a phenomenal quarterback. He comes over from Atlanta. And now you got Nick Foles. And I always thought, I heard rumors that the Broncos may sign Nick Foles to the backup to Russell Wilson. Obviously, that didn't happen. Obviously, Nick Foles goes to Indianapolis. We still don't know who Russell Wilson's backup is other than Rippon. I like Rippon. He's solid, but he doesn't have that. I don't want to say pedigree, but he doesn't have that playoff experience or Super Bowl experience, and that's what Nick Foles has. And I really wanted Nick Foles to come to Denver. I really did. Not that I think that Nick Foles is, the next heir apparent to Russell Wilson. No, not at all. But he does have the NFL playoff experience as well as Super Bowl experience, just like Russell Wilson, just like Matt Ryan. So the Colts definitely bolstered their quarterback room. That was a great move for them. They also bolstered their running back room with signing of Phillip Lindsay. Those were really two good signings by the Indianapolis Colts. So, like I said, when we play the Colts, I sure hope Phillip Lindsay and or Nick Foles don't rear their head against Denver and cause problems. We'll find out. All right, let's go to the Super Bowl 2023 broadcast team. The 2023 Fox Super Bowl announcers will not be Joe Buck and Troy Aikman because they have moved on to ESPN. They will be replaced by Kevin Burkhart and Greg Olsen. Okay, it's very, very hard to replace the number one team in Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. That's difficult. But because they moved on to ESPN, and good for them, a good contract for them. But that left a void on Fox. And a Super Bowl is the premier announcing game, obviously. And to have someone like Kevin Burkhart and Greg Olsen, I'm not sold on that. I'm not sold on that team announcing the game. Why? Well, like I said, it's very, very difficult to replace a legend in Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Those guys, that team reminds me a lot of the Pat Summerall and John Madden. They were great. They fed off of each other. Well, that's what Joe Buck and Troy Aikman do. They're going to be great on ESPN. But the Super Bowl 23 on Fox is going to have a new team, and that is Kevin Burkhart and Greg Olsen. I wish them the best. I hope they do well. I hope the game's not too big for them, or the stage is not too big for them. But we'll find out. We'll definitely find out. And could possibly be the Denver Broncos in the Super Bowl. Let's just hope. Then I don't care who's announcing. I really don't. As long as the Broncos are in the game in the Super Bowl, I don't care who's announcing. It could be, well, I'm not going to say. Anyways, congratulations to Kevin Burkhart and Greg Olsen on being the announcing team for Super Bowl in 2023. All right, let's go to a sad note. And I hate to bring this, I really do, but it's newsworthy, it's sports-worthy, and we have to bring it. Sometimes good news, which I'd love doing the most. Sometimes bad news. This is an update on Dwayne Haskins passing. Okay. A toxicology report on Haskins showed that Dwayne had a blood alcohol level of 0.20 to 0.24. That is almost 3 times. Actually, it is 3 times the legal limit of alcohol in your blood system. A Steelers official told the medical examiner's office that Haskins had gone to a dinner and a club with a friend or his cousin the night he died. They were reportedly drinking heavily before getting into a fight and then separating. Talk about sad. We all know that you shouldn't drink and drive. We got that. We understand that. But my problem with this is simply this. Okay, let's say you're out enjoying dinner with friends or family or a cousin or whomever, and you overindulge. And it didn't say whether or not there was a fight between Haskins and somebody else, or was it Haskins and his friend or cousin that got into a fight with other people? Don't know. All it says is that they got into a fight after drinking heavily, and then they separated. Here's my problem, guys. Here's my problem. Okay, if you are with somebody and you see someone intoxicated, apparently heavily intoxicated at 3 times the legal limit, and you let that person drive or even walk away without any type of concern or well-being for that person, okay, maybe both of them were hammered. Maybe, possibly true. But somebody else inside that club or inside that dining facility or wherever they were should have spoken up, should have tried to keep Haskins from leaving. Call the authorities, call the police, call somebody, call Uber. But don't let him get in his car. Now, he didn't have a car accident, but he was walking on the freeway, apparently totally incapacitated of knowing what he was doing. That's the sad part about all of this. I often wondered why he was on the freeway. Why was he walking? Where was his buddies? Or where was his teammates or whomever? Now we know. We don't know the entire story, but we do know the very, very sad part that led up to his death. I'm sorry, guys, I had to bring it. I'm sorry I had to emphasize it like I did and like I am. But it's a real possibility and a real issue for anybody out there. If you see somebody that is in that situation, do the right thing. Step up and keep them from endangering themselves or others. I mean, it's incredibly sad that any of this happened. All right, I'll move on. I don't want to continue on that. All right, let's go to Scouting Combine. All right, back to Indianapolis. The NFL and the city of Indianapolis have agreed to keep the NFL Scouting Combine in Indy through the 2024 season. That will mark the city as the host for the Combine for the past 37 years. That's amazing. That is amazing that the Combine has been in Indianapolis for 37 years. They say it's a great city. It's a great hosting city for the Combine. It's well laid out, and I think it's great that the Combine stays in Indianapolis. I mean, it's just like I don't know. It's almost become I was gonna say almost become anti-NFL if they move it, because the city of Indianapolis does such a great job, and it's centrally located. It's like in the middle of the country per se, and that is wonderful for the NFL. It's great for the players who go to the Combine. It's great for television. Like I said, it's right in the middle of the country, so it's not broadcasted too late on the East Coast and not too early on the West Coast. It's a perfect location. Now, what's going to happen after 2024 season? I don't know. That hasn't been determined. It's going to be up for bid. But I kind of like to see it stay in Indianapolis. I would. I mean, after all, like I said, it's been there for 37 years, or will be by the end of 2024 season. Why not keep it there? If it's not broke, don't fix it. It's not broken in Indianapolis, obviously, if it's been there for 37 years. So I say hats off to the NFL for keeping it there. Hats off to the city of Indianapolis for making it a great venue. It's just great, like I said, overall for the entire NFL. So that's good news. I'm glad to hear that. All right, let's go to Broncos OTAs. Now, Russell Wilson and most of his offensive teammates are participating in the OTAs. That stands for Organized Team Activities. All right. Missing, however, is Jerry Jeudy and Melvin Gordon. Why? Okay, I understand it's voluntary. It's not mandatory. But one would think, especially with a new head coach, a new offensive coordinator, a new quarterbacks coach, new playbook, new quarterback, and Melvin Gordon comes back to Denver on a one-year deal, you would think he would want to be there to learn everything he possibly can in the new system and the new quarterback. And where's Jerry Jeudy? Are they not there because of personal reasons? Are they not there because, I hate to say it, but do they think they don't need to be? Do they think and feel that, hey, I'll pick up the playbook and I'll get it and I'll be right in stride? Well, guess what? Cortland Sutton's there and he's catching passes left and right from Russell Wilson. But why isn't Jerry Jeudy there? Does Jerry Jeudy feel like he's above the team? I certainly hope not. Is Melvin Gordon thinking, well, I'm coming back, but I'm not really going to be the starting running back because that's going to go to Devontae Williams. So I don't really need to be there. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. How badly do these guys want to be on the team? Do they feel like they're prima donnas and all they got to do is just show up? Hey, here I am, guys. All right, let's get to business. Doesn't work that way. Russell Wilson is putting in all the time and effort that he can. Jerry Jeudy, Melvin Gordon, not so much. And that is a concern to me. Big, big concern to me. Everybody in this organization since Russell Wilson got here is ecstatic, along with Nathaniel Hackett. Everybody's ecstatic in that Broncos locker room that they have a Nathaniel Hackett as head coach, that they have a Russell Wilson as a quarterback. You got, like I said, you got Cortland Sutton out there. You have Justin Simmons saying these words about Russell Wilson in the red zone. He said in his presser, he said, Russell Wilson is amazing in the red zone. He keeps plays alive. And it's great that we have that type of a quarterback to go against in practice because it makes us better and sharper for when we face quarterbacks like Patrick Mahomes or Justin Herbert or Carr. Yeah, and that's only the AFC West. And that is coming from Justin Simmons, who says, man, this guy keeps us on our toes. Well, if Justin Simmons is ecstatic to be out there on OTAs and going against Russell Wilson and getting better and more focused, why isn't Jerry Jeudy and Melvin Gordon there as well? Why aren't they? I don't have the answers. I don't think anybody outside of maybe the Broncos coaching staff knows why. I hope and trust that it's for personal reasons, like a family gathering that was planned or a graduation of their child or something along those lines. I hope it is not because they feel all they have to do is show up whenever there's practice, mandatory practice. And all they have to do is show up. I hope that's not the case. Because it's not going to fly well. It's not going to fly well with Russell Wilson. And it's definitely not going to fly well with Nathaniel Hackett. I hope it's for all of the right reasons. Okay, let's go to Michael Vick. That's right, Michael Vick, former NFL quarterback for the Philadelphia Eagles. Michael Vick, former NFL quarterback, is returning to football and coming out of retirement. What? Wait a minute. Did I read that right? Michael Vick, former NFL quarterback, is returning to football and coming out of retirement. Okay. Here's the catch. He will be joining a startup league of a fan-controlled football league. Vick is 41 years old and has not been assigned a team as of yet. This league is a 7-on-7 style game, 50 yards long, where the fans are the ones calling the plays. What the heck? Are you kidding me? Okay, we have the real football league. That's the NFL. That's the real one, in my opinion. Then you have the Canadian Football League. Then you have the Arena League. And now you've got this startup league. They don't even have a name for it, really. Just 7-on-7 style football game where the fans call the plays. Oh, that ought to be good. That ought to be really good. I don't think so. But that just tells me, and it should tell all of you watching and listening, that when these football players have that blood of playing football in their system, doesn't matter what age they are, they want to continue playing the game they love so much. I can't fault Michael Vick for wanting to play. Absolutely not. I can't fault him. But how good is he going to be at age 41 on a 7-on-7 team? where the fans are the ones calling the plays? I don't know. Are you going to give it a shot out there to watch it? I'm not sure I will. I may take a gander just to see what it looks like I did the Arena League and like I do with Canadian Football League at times. But you talk about stretching a point to try and continue playing at age 41. I don't even know if it's tackle. It doesn't say. It could be flag. That would be something. I don't know. To me, it's a stretch. But I guess, hats off. Congratulations to Michael Vick for wanting to get back into football. Okay, last night, the Colorado Avalanche were at home, about ready to close out the second round against the St. Louis Blues. They were up 3-1 at Ball Arena, Game 5. The Avalanche led 3-0. And I'm so frustrated and angry. Sorry, guys, I hit the microphone. I'm so frustrated and angry. And shocked at the outcome. It was at home, up 3-0. St. Louis had no clue what they were doing. The Avalanche came out and they played strong. They played hard. They played aggressive until the St. Louis Blues scored in the second period, making it 3-1. And then all of a sudden, it was 3-1. Okay, then it was 3-2. And then it was 3-3 in the third period with 2 minutes and 46 seconds left. And Nathan MacKinnon does the impossible, does the absolute impossible. He takes the puck from just to the right of Darcy Kemper along what they call the trapezoid, and he took it the length of the ice, made some incredible moves, and the last move that he made, oh my gosh, it was a puck handling situation that was insane. And then he takes it and lifts the puck up over the right shoulder of the goaltender, Husa, and Avalanche go ahead 4-3. 2 minutes, 46 seconds left in the third period. What do the Avalanche do? They do the unthinkable, the absolute unthinkable. They went into the proverbial hated prevent defense, where they collapse around the goalie, but they let the Blues move into their zone. Unobstructed. Eventually, the Blues tie it. I think with 12 seconds left, 15 seconds left, something like that. Stupid. Just ridiculous. And it was Cale Makar who should have sealed off the right side of the goaltender's crease. But he didn't. And it allowed the Blues to score the tying goal. It goes to overtime. Avalanche blew it. Avalanche blew the game. Absolutely blew the game. Do I feel that the Avalanche have a chance to win this series? Well, sure. There's 2 games left. Am I confident at this point in time? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They had the Blues with their foot on the throat, and they let them up. It's like a boxer in a ring. You knock a guy down, and you think he's out and done with. and he comes up and you just kind of sit back and go, okay, well, I guess I only need one more punch and knock you out. And guess what? It never happens. And that's what happened last night. So now the series is Avalanche 3 games, Blues 2. But the problem is simply this, guys. The problem is this. The Avalanche have lost the last 10 times they've been in the playoffs. They have gone out either in the first round or the second round. And it happened last year when we led the Golden Knights 3-1. And we lost it at home in Game 7. Where are we now? 3-2. Game 6 is in St. Louis tomorrow night. 5 o'clock Pacific time. Do I think and feel the Avalanche can win this game? Sure, I'm a fan. Of course I think they can. The problem and the more serious thing is it possible? Will it happen? St. Louis has all the momentum now. They know, St. Louis knows that if they trail any point in this in tomorrow night's game, at any point, whether it's 1-0, 2, 3, it could be 10-0, and St. Louis feels they can come back. Why not? They were down 3-0 with a crowd that was absolutely raucous. Nathan McKinnon gets a hat trick and is all forgotten. Why? Because they lost. Not so much because they lost, but how they lost. They lost by giving it away. Absolutely gave it away. You cannot play prevent defense in football. You can't play it in hockey and expect to win. Because all that does is back you up into your own zone, into your own field, against your own goal, whether it's football or hockey. And nothing good comes from that. You have to play what got you there. And what got them there last night was aggressive play. Forechecking, back checking, aggressive moves, aggressive passing, aggressive plays. It didn't happen in the third period, and it certainly didn't happen in overtime. And that's why I'm scared to death that this series is all but over. Not because I think the Avalanche are going to win it, because I don't. Not at this point. Absolutely not at this point. How can I think anything different? They had a 3-0 lead at home. And then they had a 4-3 lead with 2:46 to go. How can I feel that the Avalanche can win this thing? I don't. I hope I'm wrong. I absolutely hope I'm wrong. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. And we will talk to you next week. Bye-bye.